The episode started with a regular customer of the Krusty Krab suddenly getting dumb and forgetting why he came to the restaurant. Squidward didn't panic and chose an order to his country taste. SpongeBob, under epic music, began creating another masterpiece. Everything was ready, and our little guy went to deliver the order, but suddenly he slipped on some grease, fell on the floor, and the entire order landed on the customer's face. Surprisingly, the customer even liked it and left happy. At this moment, Mr. Krabs burst in, having heard the noise. SpongeBob immediately complained that he felt very bad and might have even broken his back because of the puddle. But Mr. Krabs couldn't care less about his best employee's health, so he went to the basement to figure out where the puddle came from. The whole team discovered a pile of used grease that had been seeping into the main dining area of the restaurant for decades. Mr. Krabs, a greedy capitalist, immediately hinted to SpongeBob and Squidward that this mess needed to be cleaned up as soon as possible, preferably for free. Squidward took off, but SpongeBob was happy about the news because, after all, he's a sponge, a creature made for cleaning. So, these two geniuses started trying to clear the basement. Nothing was working, so SpongeBob decided to use his hidden talent, sucking. Maybe SpongeBob should change jobs and go into escort? Eventually, Krabs and SpongeBob cleaned the basement, but a new problem arose. Where to dump all this crap? Mr. Krabs, as a true guardian of the environment, decided to dump it near Plankton's chum bucket, once again pissing off his former friend. SpongeBob questioned the legality of it, but Krabs couldn't care less, and they left. The next day, an unsuspecting Plankton, in a good mood, stepped outside, slipped on the grease, and after tasting it, was impressed. As a true businessman, he got an idea. A few hours later, Mr. Krabs and Squidward noticed a huge line at the chum bucket and couldn't understand why. Krabs decided to investigate and saw a new sign at the chum bucket advertising new burgers with an enhanced amount of grease. Krabs accused Plankton of stealing his grease, but Plankton denied everything. As usual, Krabs decided to outdo his competitor and ordered SpongeBob to change the recipe to enhance the burger's flavor. A new sign advertising Krabby Patties Deluxe attracted the crowd from the chum bucket back to the Krusty Krab. Plankton, in turn, introduced burgers with even more grease into his menu. Customers ran back to him. Krabs, down to his last straw, forced SpongeBob to add even more grease. There was so much grease that Krabs even slipped on it. Then, he had an epiphany. Why not soak the buns in grease too? The Krusty Krab was back on top, but Plankton knew this would happen and immediately rolled out a new menu: grease-soaked crumbs. Krabs decided to just sell the grease. The customers loved it, but it all turned into some kind of grease zombie apocalypse. At this point, Patrick, who had just been at the chum bucket, came into the Krusty Krab wanting more. He slipped and started dying from obesity. SpongeBob tried to save him, but it was no use, and Patrick died. SpongeBob decided to take drastic measures and went to the Bikini Bottom Department of Health. Krabs and Plankton saw this and were in shock. They realized their restaurants might be shut down, but SpongeBob, like a true rat, decided to turn them all in to avenge his dead friend. Krabs understood that if he didn't kill SpongeBob now, his business would be finished. He threw SpongeBob in the trash, hoping that would kill him. But SpongeBob miraculously survived and tried to tell the inspector. Plankton finished him off. Is this the end for our favorite friend? But SpongeBob lived and told the whole truth. Krabs and Plankton tried to defend themselves, saying it was just competition between old friends. The inspector didn't care and shut down the restaurants until they removed the grease from the menu and cleaned up the city. After this, SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs had a sad conversation. Krabs realized he was now bankrupt and his era was over, but SpongeBob had a great idea. He could absorb all the grease. SpongeBob turned into a hideous monster, absorbing all that crap. He looked like a complete freak, smelling of filth. Then Patrick, risen from the dead, ran up to lick his friend's butt, coated in sweet grease. So, at the beginning of the episode, there was a hint at SpongeBob's erotic future, and by the end of the episode, we saw it come true. How do you like the episode? Share your impressions. If you like the review, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.